So in this video, we're going to actually take a look at this car. It's been a while since I've done anything with it. Last time the battery crapped out, so I want to go ahead and fix all that now, and then probably tomorrow we'll take it for a burn somewhere and go over the car bumper to bumper and show you what it's got. Anyway, enjoy. So the problem I've had with this is the battery was too small and it crapped out, and I got donated a bigger one, but that also entailed that my old battery box was too small for the new battery, so gone and got a bigger one, slightly bigger anyway, well, actually quite a lot bigger. So I'm going to go ahead, drill the holes in this, mount it, get my battery bracket on the inside, wire it all up, and then we'll go for startup, and then tomorrow we'll go take it for its drive. Alright, so battery box is in now. It's considerably bigger than the other one, but that's all good. So I guess now we'll fire her up and see if everything's all legit, and then yeah, leave that for tonight and hit it again tomorrow. I'm very happy with that. Car seems to be running all good. It hasn't started up for quite a while, but tomorrow morning I'll give this a clean, and then, as I said, we'll take it for a drive and then go over the whole car. That car over there, not worried about it just yet. We'll get back into that another time. Okay, so first things first is the wheels on this are 15-inch rotor grids. I believe I had them polished by Ray a few months ago. If you've been following the channel, you would have seen that. And the immaculate matte black paint job, which I did myself a couple of years ago, it's definitely seen better days, and it's definitely scheduled for a repaint in the coming years, I guess. As far as that, all the body has been taken back to standard guards, standard front bumper, and all the rest of it. It used to have a shaved rear end. That had to go, and the front spoiler that was on it, that had to go too. So just trying to keep it looking how it should. Originally, the plan for this car was to make it like full 90s spec. I used to have Modgies on this, the Super Trap, and all the rest of it. It achieved its goal, but performance-wise, the brakes were shit. Hence, went bigger wheels, but still haven't got the brakes. And I just felt that it had done its dash on the Modgies, so we've got these wheels, and with the super trap, when the PP went in, I couldn't get enough exhaust flow out the back, so we had to ditch that and run with a 3-inch stainless exhaust all the way through to a RPS dumpy out the back. Besides that, it goes really well. It doesn't photo that well, unfortunately. It definitely needs a panel and paint, but it will get there. Besides that, no, it does its job. It's pretty good. Okay, so next up, we'll go over what's happened in here. So with this radiator, this one is on a V-mount, and it's actually a S14 radiator that's been modified a little bit. Seems to do the job, but because it's so tall, the oil cooler actually has to mount. Where are we? Down in the front there, which, to be honest, I'm not really opposed to. I quite like it like that. So it is a 13B PP. It's a Series 5 housings and irons, and it's got an Rx4 rotating assembly in it. So I believe it is a 51 mil port, which is as big as you can go as far as I'm aware. You may have seen in my last videos some work when we took it apart. This IDA manifold, I made that myself. Just jigged it off an older model, an older manifold I had, but I just extended the height of it 40 mil. Now, I want to tell you that I did that for performance reasons, but to be honest, I just wanted to kick this filter up as high as possible out of the bonnet. It just had to be done that way, I guess. But besides that, everything was polished by Ray a couple of years ago. It's looking a bit, but I'm sure Ray will fix it up for me. We did go ahead and ditch out the electronic distributor and ran a CAS there, and which means that we had to run 4 coils down here, which in turn meant we had to run a Microtech, which, as you can see, is not actually running my IDA. So the Microtech is only running the ignition side of things and just controlling the spark in a sense. Besides that, here is oil catch can. Now, I've also hidden all my wire connections down below this. So as you can see, I've actually got my starter motor wire running out of there. Besides that, that's about it in a nutshell. It's running the Gilmore drive and a FC alternator, I want to say. And yeah, I made the brace for it a few years ago now, and just incorporated a brake stopper over there, which actually works a treat on this car. Stainless steel piping. It's debatable whether those are good because they can't actually flex like a proper rubber hose. And then just had a few bourbons, got a bit stupid on the overflow bottle there. I was supposed to make just a bracket, but that's what I ended up with. So pretty much that's it. It does run a light and flywheel, and it has got a heavy duty clutch in it, and behind that is just standard gearbox. There's nothing special about that at all. From there back, it's pretty much factory diff, so hence why you don't see any skid videos out of this one. Moving forward, we'll go have a look at the interior. So that's what I mean by lifting that manifold up. It gets that nice and high out of the bonnet. Looks a bit weird, but I like it. Forgot to mention that is a MP IDA. It's not a genuine Weber, but it's all jetted to suit the PP, and I got all those parts from Weber Specs in Auckland. With the interior, it's just I had to. This was all part of my running early '90s type setup. I had to get Momo bucket seats. I used to have these in my first Rx7 way back in 1996. But anyway, so I got those. Those are a bitch to sort. They still need to be redone. All the material's gone a bit saggy on them. Running with the Momo steering wheel, which is all good, and this is where all my ECU is here. I am running the hand controller. It's very old school, but it does the job. As for my gauges, I believe this one here is my oil pressure. This one's my fuel pressure, and this one here is a AFR gauge. Don't really need much more than that, but that tells me everything I need to know. And as for these switches, this one here cuts my rear brakes for burnouts that I don't do. Electric fans, fuel pump for the surge tank, fuel pump for the car. So it's a bit of a mix and match. I do plan to go EFI later on, so I will actually run a second pump, and then I'll be able to utilize all of this, and yeah, it should be better. hoping. So that's pretty much in a nutshell in here, and we'll just move to the back. So I know a lot of you people have seen this already, but I've got a half cage in here, which I made myself. This is just out of 40mm pipe. It didn't need to be man spec or anything like that. It's only a roll bar. And off that, I've mounted my set of harnesses, battery in the boot, and down there is all my surge tanks set up. Running an 044 pump from my fuel tank to feed the surge, and then I've got a Carter Gold that drains this and runs to the engine. I have set it up in a way that I can utilize it later in the future. I've got room there for another pump, and underneath here I actually have another fitting to run a return line from the fuel rail back to here. So that should be all I need for the fueling side of running fuel injection. But with that Rx7 being how it is, it's still a long way off. But yeah, and underneath here is a drop tank I fabricated for this. I think it holds 90 liters, I want to say, and it's still utilizing the factory sender unit. I've just run dash 8 fittings, I believe, off this tank, and that feeds the surge tank, so that works out all right. I haven't had any issues getting fuel to the front. It's just, I believe the Carter Gold can't keep up with it, so I definitely need to go fuel injected. Okay, forgot to talk about the suspension. As you can see, it's sitting pretty good. It's not too low, but I'm running XYZ adjusties in the front, so they had to be welded and all the rest of it to the factory knuckle. I do have them cambered all the way in. They actually work really well. I've got them set on half their settings for the dampener, I want to say. But yeah, it actually rides really nice on the track, and it holds really good. In the back, I want to say I have something special, but they're just cutties. There's nothing good about those at all. And factory brakes, factory diff. Pretty dumb. Anyway. So all home now. Drove mint. It always does. It's just a little bit rough, but it's not too bad. Very loud, but that's what it's all about, I guess. There's not much else to say on this car for now. It will most definitely go for a full rebuild. Everything will be done over once that Rx7 over there is done. I do want to do this car back up. Real nice paint, everything running good, EFI, all the rest of that nonsense. At the moment, she's probably midway through its build, but it runs, so that's why we use it for events. Still a lot to go though, but it's good. It's good. I'm quite happy with this. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching. Hopefully there'll be some more stuff on this car later on down the line, but it won't be for a little while, to be fair. Anyway, cheers for watching. So this is where it's going to sit for the next couple of months. Really need to get my motivation back on this thing, but not today.